Warren Buffett has always been a master strategist. He doesn't follow trends, he creates them. And when the Oracle of Omaha makes a move as bold as dumping $28 billion in major financial institutions, you have to ask, what does he know that the rest of the market doesn't? Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase Group. These weren't just any positions. These were long-standing pillars of Berkshire Hathaway's portfolio. So when these stocks were cut, not trimmed, but slashed, it triggered shockwaves across the investment world. But beneath that surface level, panic lies something far more intriguing. What if Buffett isn't retreating from finance, but evolving with it? What if his next play is in blockchain? And more specifically, XRP? It might sound outrageous. At first, Buffett has famously been skeptical of cryptocurrency. He's called Bitcoin rat poison squared and has made numerous public statements suggesting he's not interested in digital assets. But if there's one thing we've learned about Buffett over the decades, it's this: he's not afraid to change his mind when the data changes. And with Ripple's XRP now legally clarified in many jurisdictions, deeply integrated into global finance discussions, and aligned with the ISO 2022 messaging standard, this once dismissed token might now be looking very different to the world's most legendary investor. Let's start with the basics. So what's ISO 2022? Well, it's the new global standard for financial messaging. This standard is actually replacing SWIFT. It's basically the language that central banks, financial institutions, and payment systems will all use to talk to each other. And guess which digital asset was built from day one to be compliant with this system? That's right, XRP. It's fast, it's efficient, and perhaps most importantly, for Berkshire, it's regulatory-ready. Ripple, the company behind XRP, has already partnered with major institutions like Santander, SBI Holdings, and dozens of central banks to facilitate cross-border payments at near zero cost. In other words, XRP is positioning itself to become the global bridge asset for digital payments. And honestly, that's not speculation, that's strategy. Music. So, what does this have to do with Warren Buffett? Let's look at how he thinks Buffett loves most. He invests in companies that have a competitive advantage no one else can replicate, like Coca-Cola's brand or American Express's global payment network. He doesn't invest in hype, he invests in infrastructure. And you know what Ripple is building behind the scenes could be the most robust payments infrastructure of the blockchain era. In many ways, XRP is the American Express of tomorrow. And if Buffett once saw MX as the future of consumer credit, could he now see XRP as the future of global value transfer? Now let's consider the market whispers, those leaked internal Berkshire memos circulating among finance circles. One message allegedly reads, "Charlie, explore Ripple's ISO 20.22 advantage." Music. While we can't confirm the authenticity of this email, the context fits. Ripple's alignment with global finance isn't accidental. It's engineered, and that kind of intentional regulatory-focused strategy is exactly what a company like Berkshire would be drawn to. They don't chase meme coins or speculative tokens. They're interested in frameworks that last 50 years. XRP, now freed from the legal chains of the SEC lawsuit, and with growing institutional buy-in, might be checking all of Buffett's boxes. Music. To really understand this potential pivot, we need to go back to how Buffett first invested in financial companies. His investment in American Express in the 1960s wasn't based on traditional metrics. AMX was embroiled in a scandal. Investors panicked, the stock crashed, but Buffett saw through the chaos. He saw a durable business model, a strong brand, and a massive moat. He understood that once people adopted a payment method, they were unlikely to switch. Sound familiar? Ripple's network effects are playing out in real time. More banks and fintech platforms are adopting Ripplet, and with the launch of its liquidity hub and CBDC platform, Ripple is embedding itself deeper into the arteries of global money. Now let's talk numbers. Berkshire's $28 billion sell-off from traditional banks wasn't just a portfolio shuffle. It was a realignment, while the exact reallocation remains unknown. Buffett's known for sitting on dry powder until a no-brainer opportunity emerges. At the last shareholder meeting, he stated that Berkshire had over $150 billion in cash. That's enough to buy entire Fortune 500 companies outright. But what if he's looking for asymmetric bets now? Strategic positions and assets with 10 times potential, rather than just doubling up for someone who's always preaching long-term, compounding an entry into XRP during its undervalued phase, before a potential ETF. before full institutional access would be classic. Buffett timing, some might argue, hey, Buffett hates crypto. Why would he ever touch XRP? But remember, Buffett has changed course before he does. Missed tech stocks for decades before eventually buying into Apple. Now Apple is actually one of Berkshire's largest holdings. He once avoided airlines, then went ahead and bought 4 in a single year. He adapts slowly, carefully, but well decisively. And if you listen closely to his recent interviews, you'll notice a change in tone. He no longer attacks blockchain technology. Instead, he simply says he doesn't understand most tokens. XRP, however, isn't like most tokens. It's a bridge currency with institutional-grade partners, enterprise utility, and real-world use cases. Let's not forget the timing here as we speak. Whales are accumulating XRP at unprecedented levels in just the past few weeks. Alone wallets holding 10 million to 100 million XRP have increased their positions by more than 420 million XRP. That's over $900 million in capital flowing into XRP from deep-pocketed players. Could Berkshire be among them, accumulating quietly before making a public move? It wouldn't be the first time Buffett has built a shadow position before revealing it to the world. In fact, it's one of his favorite tactics. Buy quietly, announce loudly. Watch the market react. We also need to consider Ripple's recent strategic moves. Its integration with Wormhole, a protocol that enables cross-chain communication, has supercharged XRP's interoperability. It now connects to over 35 blockchains, including Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, and more. This kind of interoperability is the future of finance. David Schwartz, Ripple's CTO, has said plainly mass adoption will require cross-chain compatibility, and Berkshire, which has long sought out platforms with multi-dead potential, may see this as the foundational infrastructure of the next financial system. The clues are everywhere. The sell-off in banks, the legal victory for Ripple, the whale accumulation, the ISO alignment, the cross-chain expansion, and now whispers from within the walls of Berkshire itself put it all together. And the picture gets clearer. No, we don't have a press release, but we rarely do in Buffett's world. Until after the move is made, that's his style. And that's why this may be the most important crypto story no one is taking seriously. Yet let's take a step back. Even if Buffett isn't buying XRP, the trend he's reacting to is undeniable. The old financial system is creaking, inflation is high, trust in banks is low, and decentralized technologies are gaining momentum. XRP, unlike speculative tokens, is purpose-built for institutions. It's not trying to replace fiat, instead it's enabling it to move more efficiently. That's exactly the kind of value proposition a firm like Berkshire can get behind, not radical disruption, but foundational evolution. In the end, only time will reveal whether Warren Buffett truly sees XRP as the next American Express, but all the signs suggest a shift is happening not just in Omaha, but across the entire investing landscape. Smart money is no longer dismissing crypto, it's adapting, evolving, and exploring ways to integrate blockchain into traditional portfolios. And if XRP continues to lead in compliance, integration, and utility, it might just become the first blue-chip crypto asset embraced by institutional giants like Berkshire Hathaway. So what do you think? Is Buffett really dumping banks for blockchain? Could XRP be the secret next play for Berkshire's war chest? Or are we just witnessing market coincidence dressed up in narrative? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Let's open this discussion wide. One thing's for sure. When Warren Buffett moves, he moves for a reason, and $28 billion worth of exits tells us something big is about to happen. Stay tuned, stay sharp, and stay curious. The next financial revolution might just be happening under our noses. Disclaimer: this video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Please do your own research and consult with a financial advisor before making any investment decisions.